Hey guys, Chris here from Carolette Miniature Horses and Carolette Farm. Today is a dry, sunny day, and that means it's a mowing day. Our front field that I'm currently mowing right now has grown very tall, and we started mowing this field, I don't know, a week ago, maybe, I don't think it was 2 weeks, but it's been a while. And then we got busy, we had some rain, and the ground has just been too wet because the grass is so thick out here. So today is finally the day. I'm gonna finish mowing this front field, and I'm gonna try to just mow as much as I can this afternoon because we're expecting some rain overnight and then maybe more rain tomorrow. And so I need to go ahead and just bust out as much of this cutting as I can. So again, it's a beautiful day. I've got my ear protection on, I've got my sun shirt on, I've got sunscreen, and I love to garden. Well, I'm not gardening. I love to mow with gloves on. That way it kind of like protects my hands because I'm constantly like gripping the wheel, but it also gives a little more sun protection to my hands. So if you can't tell, I'm a big sun buff. I love being out in the sun, but you know, after a lifetime of it, I just need to really protect myself now. So, all right, well, I want to kind of check in with you, let you know what I'm up to. It's all about grass cutting today. The farrier came this morning, though. That was the first thing we did. Rocky, Shenanigans, and Sweetheart all got their feet trimmed. Snuggles is good for a few more weeks. So again, it's been a busy day so far. I think it's probably about noon time, maybe a little after. So again, thanks for joining. Hope you have a great one, and let's see how much grass we get cut. I also should share that I take a long time to mow. I'm a bit of a slow mower, I guess you could say. I do a lot of like going back over my path, and I'm always like almost double cutting everything. For me, it's like if I'm going to mow something, especially the front field or the front yard, something that we're going to be looking out at, like it needs to be beautiful, right? So I really take my time. I'm very, very diligent with my mowing. And that also means that if there are random, you know, patches here and there that the mower didn't take in the first pass, I come back around. So again, this will take me a while. This front field, I think we measured it. I think it's about an acre that's currently fenced in, and it's going to take me a couple of hours. I'm not going to lie, but I'm really happy to do it because then, you know, the grass is in good shape. It's beautiful from the front porch. So yeah, I just want to share that because if you're like me, you might be on a small, old, little mower, but you know what? It gets the job done. As much as we'd love to someday have like a zero turn or something with a much bigger deck, this is what we have. And as long as it's working and getting the job done satisfactorily, we're going to keep with it. So, all right, I just want to kind of give you that update. Back to work. So I ran out of gas. I am about at the farthest point of our front field here. You can see the end of the driveway. The house is back here. So, you know, I had just a few more passes left to go, but again, I ran out of fuel. So now I'm gonna hoof it back to the house. I'm gonna get some lunch, you know, get something to drink. I'm guessing it's probably close to 1 o'clock. So I've probably been out here for at least an hour and a half. And then after I get some lunch and cool down, I will then hopefully find another can of fuel to bring out here to the lawnmower, top it off, and then finish this field because that's the big thing today. You know, we had the farrier this morning, and then mowing was really the big thing I needed to do today before the rain moves in. And then later this afternoon, I do have a lesson off the farm. So I'll have to leave the farm, you know, I don't know, 3:30-ish is usually when I leave. So once I get back from my lesson, you know, we'll still have some more daylight. It's not getting dark here until every bit of 8:30. So we'll have plenty of time. If I don't find fuel, though, I'll ask my husband to make a run when he gets home. And that way we'll have plenty to finish up. So that's kind of what we've got going on today. But again, let me hop inside now. I'm almost at the gate. I'm getting there. But I'm gonna take care of lunch first things first, and then get back to mowing. I have just finished lunch and I lucked out. I found some fuel. So now we're gonna head back out to the mower. We're gonna fill it up. And then, you know, I just have those last couple of passes out in the middle of the field, and then the front field will be good to go. After this current mow, the hope is to be able to mow this front field a little more regularly, and that way it's a faster, easier job. You know, when the grass gets really tall and thick like this, it just takes so much longer, especially if you're like me and you're trying to get it to look pretty nice. It just takes a lot longer because some of those stalks of grass and such have just gotten so thick and really tough that the blades sometimes have a hard time really taking them down in one neat foul swoop. So again, after this mow here, hopefully we'll be able to stay on top of it. But sometimes that's really hard because it's very much weather related and weather dependent. You know, if it's too wet, we don't want to mow because it does get a little boggy down here in this bottom corner. And so, you know, we have to make sure the grass is dry enough so it's not going to stick to the blades. I don't know, if you know mowing, you know some of these, woe is me tales. So long story short though, I'm gonna head back out to the field now. I'm gonna go ahead and fuel up and then get this off the to-do list. Now that we have our mower all fueled up, I'm gonna go ahead and take the gas can to the edge of the field, just drop it off down by the gate, and then I can finish up this front field. And I think the next thing I want to mow is around our fruit areas, between the grapes and around the blackberries and all. That grass is beginning to get a little thick. But first I need to finish this field. And I don't know if you can see, but my friend Frankie has come. He's come to see what I'm doing. You know, our cats are so funny. They make me laugh though, but he's come all the way out here. Hey, Frankers. Let's see if he comes. Franks. Frankie. I'm not sure where he is. Frankie, he was in the house sleeping earlier when I was mowing. And so after I finished up lunch and I came outside, he wanted to come out as well. So, you know, the cats, they're always around and about somewhere. Bruce has come to say hi. Hi, Brucey Goosey. I am looking out across the road here, and it looks like those afternoon thunder showers are already beginning to roll in. They're not calling for rain though until after dark. You never really know this time of year though. But again, enough kind of goofing around, playing with cats. I'm gonna hop on the mower and finish this job. I'm not sure if I've told you this before, but I love watching weather. I just love to watch the clouds and to kind of guess, like, you know, will we or won't we get this storm that's heading our way, you know. That to me definitely looks like a thunderstorm that is heading our way. We'll have to watch it. I just checked the weather. They're not calling for anything, but my gut tells me we've got rain coming in the next hour. So we'll see. I'll let you know. I finally finished mowing the front field. I've done so just before what looks to be maybe an afternoon shower heading our way. But I wanted to show you something before I exit the field. I'm up at the top corner of our field, kind of farthest from the house, and we have what are called vernal ponds. I have one here. There's another one kind of just back behind me. And then there's one more on the other side of my mower here. I'm actually sitting in the middle of these 3 vernal ponds. And what's really neat about these is they're little depressions in the soil. We have a lot of red clay around here. So there are these pretty firm depressions. And they actually fill with water in the springtime and sometimes even in the fall if we have a wet fall. And you know, we've known deer and turkey and other wildlife to come, and they actually use these as little water holes. Sometimes we have little tadpoles, but again, they do dry up this time of year, so you know, tadpoles and such don't probably finish their life cycle very well here. But these are vernal ponds, and I just want to show you because they're pretty cool. Something special here on the farm. And whatever that shower was that I thought I saw, I mean, it's still quite dark in the distance, but it looks like it has perhaps, you know, gone around us. So that's good. I just heard from my student. They have had to cancel today. I mean, again, the weather is still looking a little questionable, but they're actually heading out of town on vacation tomorrow. So I said, you know, totally understand. They're still trying to pack up and get everything ready. So that means I can do more mowing. So this really is a day all about mowing, all things mowing. I'm thankful for these days though, because when you live on a farm, at least if you live on a farm like we do with plenty of grass, there's always mowing that needs to be done. I mean, almost always. It is a very, very rare occasion that we can honestly say everything is mowed and nothing needs tending. We're not there right now. So I'm gonna go back inside, get another drink, cool off again. I'm really thankful though for the overcast skies. It's not too hot. It's a little humid today, but it's not too hot. And then I'll be back at it because like I said, as long as I have fuel and I have a dry sky, I've got mowing to do. So now that my lesson has been canceled for this afternoon, not only can I focus on mowing a bit more, but I'm taking a little break and I am out here in the garden checking on everything. You know, I told you in a previous video that we had a critter that got into our garden and really nipped everything, which is why everything is now covered quite substantially. You know, we have netting around or over pretty much everything. You know, we have cages around some of our plants that don't have the planters or the hoops. The lettuce was not bothered, nor were the potatoes, so that's good. Thanks for joining me today. You know, it was a big mow day around the farm, and I still have a little more mowing to do. But I wanted to say thank you again for joining me, and I hope that you have had a good time kind of watching us, you know. We started mowing the front field, ran out of gas, but luckily we had more fuel, so I was able to finish that job. You know, I was then able to tackle the garden a little. My student did have to cancel, which was a bit of a bummer, but I totally get it. You know, they're heading on a big vacation tomorrow, so they have packing to do. And I mean, who hasn't been there, right? I'm always feeling like I'm overscheduling myself or not giving myself enough time. So I totally respect that they needed to bow out, which then freed me up to do more mowing and again, that extra garden time. So today was a really, really beneficial day. Got a lot done. The sun is still high in the sky, so I've got a few more hours that I can really continue to kind of work around the farm. But I want to say farewell and, you know, check back soon because, like, you know, we're always up to something here at the farm. So hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a good evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.